We were worried.
We were worried about vaginas.
We were worried what we think about vaginas. Even more worried that we don't think about them. We were worried about our own vaginas.
They needed a context, a culture, a community of other vaginas. There's so much darkness and secrecy surrounding them, like a Bermuda Triangle. Nobody ever reports back from there.
In the first place, it's so tough to even find your vagina. Women go weeks, months, sometimes years before looking at it. A powerful businesswoman was once interviewed. She said she didn't have the time for it. Looking at her vagina, she said it was a whole day's work. She was busy.
So there were vagina interviews, which became vagina monologues.
Over 200 women were interviewed. Young women, older women, single women, married women, lesbians, sex workers, professionals and actors.
Firstly, they were shy. But once they opened up, it was difficult to stop them. Women love secretly to talk about their vagina. Probably because no one's ever asked them before.
Exactly. Let's just say the word vagina itself sounds like an infection at the best. Let's say it's like a medical instrument. Like, hurry, nurse, bring me the vagina, vagina, vagina.
Doesn't matter how many times you say the word. It never sounds like a word you want to say. And if we use it during sex, trying to be politically correct, darling, could you stroke my vagina? Ew, you kill the act right there.
We weren't
Worried about vaginas.
So, a lot of women were asked a few questions. Like, if your vagina could wear clothes, what would it wear? Glasses? A beret? 6 stockings? A leather jacket?
No, a male tuxedo. Jeans, something form-fitting.
An emerald, sequin, anything, no?
Armani only. Lace, high heels, feathers, even cotton.
An electric shock device to keep the unwanted changes away.
If our vaginas could talk, what would it say? 2 words.
Slow it down.
Some of the monologues are based on one woman's story. Some of the monologues are based on several women's stories surrounding the same theme. And a few times, a good idea became an outrageous one. This monologue is based on one woman's story, although the subject came up in every interview and was often fraught. The subject being hair.
You cannot love a vagina unless you love hair. Many people do not love hair. My first and only husband hated hair. He said it was cluttered and dirty. He made me shave my vagina. It looked puffy and exposed, and like a little girl. This excited him. When he made love to me, my vagina felt the way a beard used to. It felt good to rub it. And painful. Like scratching a mosquito bite. Felt as if it was on fire. There were screaming red bugs. No, no. I refused to shave it again. Then, my husband had an affair. When we went to marital therapy, he said he screwed around because I wouldn't please him sexually. But I couldn't shave my vagina. The therapist had a German accent and gasped between sentences to show her empathy. She asked me why I didn't want to please my husband. I told her I thought it was weird. I felt little with my head gone down there. And there were scratches all around which even calamine would help. She said marriage was a compromise. I asked her if shaving my vagina would stop me from screwing around. I asked her if she had got many cases like this before. She said questions diluted the process. I needed to jump in. She was sure it was a good beginning. This time, when we went home, he got to shave my vagina. He clipped it a few times, and there was some blood in the bathtub, but he didn't vagina. There was no protection. There was no fluff. I realized that hair is there for a reason. It's the leaf around the flower, the lawn around the house. You cannot love a vagina unless you love hair. You cannot choose the paths you want. And besides, my husband never stopped screwing around.
A group of women between the ages of 45 and 75 were interviewed. These were the most poignant, possibly because many of these women had never had a vagina interview before. One woman, who was 53, had never even seen her vagina. She washed herself in the shower and bath, but never with conscious intention. She had never had an orgasm. At 53, she went into therapy, and with the help of a therapist, she went home one afternoon by herself, lit some candles, took a bath, played some music, and she got down with herself. She said it took over an hour because she was arthritic. But when she finally found her clitoris, she said she cried. This monologue is for her.
Down there? Are you serious? No, it's a cellar down there. You don't talk about it. It's all smelly and damp and it's not a place you can think of. No, there was no accident. It didn't blow up or catch fire or anything. It wasn't so dramatic. I mean, well, never mind. No, never mind. I can't talk to you about my down there. What's a smart girl like you going around talking to people about their down there for? We didn't do this kind of a thing when I was a girl. What? Jesus, okay. So where do I start? There was this boy, Arif. He was good looking. I thought he was cute. And when he asked me out on a date in his car once. And no, I can't talk to you about this. It's not something to talk about. It's a cellar. It's all damp and there are pipes and it rumbles and things get stuck up there, animals and stuff. And sometimes it gets wet. And then you need to plug up the leaks. It's just a place and you eventually forget about it. Right, where was I? Arif. So he asked me out on a date in his car and it was his new white Fiat. I remember thinking that my legs were too long and they were smudged up against the dashboard. And I was thinking about my big kneecaps when he suddenly kissed me in this I'll take you by surprise like they do in the movies kind of a way. And I got excited. So excited that when it started flooding, something poured out of it. I was really embarrassed. I'm not normally like a person who will go around flooding people in places. That's not me. I tried to explain it to him. Believe me, I did. I said that you caught me off guard with the kiss. I'm not like this, but he didn't listen to me. I tried to wipe off the whole seat with my new primrose dress. It looked so ugly. But he didn't listen to me. When I walked back, when he dropped me off, I remember closing the door. And when I closed the door, I closed the whole store. Never opened for business again. I remember having these very crazy dreams. Why? Behind. So, it's very ironic because he never really did much for me in his life. But in my dreams, it was always him. We'd be in this huge restaurant, like the one you see in Atlantic City, with the chandeliers and thousands of waiters with vests on. And then he'd give me this orchid corsage, I'd pin it to my blazer. We were really happy in the dream. And then I remember he'd just pull me to his chest and just as he was about to kiss me, the whole restaurant would start
didn't even know what the pigeons were doing under the table. And then it started flooding. Things would pour and the whole restaurant was filled with blood. I would see him standing over there, mid-waist. The whole thing flooded up, and our friends swam past us in their tuxedos and swimming gowns. What would it wear? What kind of question is that? What would it wear? It would wear a big sign, closed due to flooding. What would it say? It would say nothing, because it's not a person. It does not speak. It stopped being a person who speaks. It's just a place you don't go. Are you happy now? You made an old lady talk about her down there. It's a very embarrassing topic, and you made me talk. But if I think about it, I feel a little better.
My vagina is a shell, a pink, round, tender shell. My vagina is a flower. It's an eccentric tulip, the center acute and deep, the petals gentle but sturdy. I did not know all of this. I learned this in the Vagina Workshop. From the lady who runs the Vagina Workshop, who believes in vaginas, who really sees vaginas, and helps other women like me see our vaginas. In the first session, that woman who runs the Vagina Workshop asked us to draw a picture of our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vaginas. That's what she called them. Because she wanted to know how we looked at our own beautiful, unique, fabulous vaginas. Well, I drew a big black dot with a lot of squiggly lines around it. The big black dot stood for the black hole of the space. The squiggly lines were just people or things or just basic atoms that got lost there. In the workshop, the woman who runs the Vagina Workshop, she asked us to look at our vaginas. She handed us hand mirrors. I had never really looked at the thing. I mean, it never even occurred to me to look at it. So I lay back and put that hand mirror. Looking at it for the first time seemed so awkward, like that of those early astronomers, with those primitive telescopes. I would agree that it was quite unsettling at first, my vagina. Like when you see a fresh-cut open fish for the first time, and you discover this entire bloody complex world underneath the skin. It was raw, it was fresh, it was red. My vagina amazed me. I couldn't speak when my turn came in the workshop to talk about it. I was speechless. I just lay back there, spread my legs wide open, and just waited and examined my vagina forever. That woman who runs the Vagina Workshop asked all of us how many of us had had orgasms. Tentatively, 2 ladies. Just 2 of them raised their hands. I did not raise my hand, but I had had orgasms. I did not raise my hand because they were accidental orgasms. They just happened to me. They happened to me in dreams. They happened to me in the bath. They happened to me on horses, on cycles, on cycles. But then, finally that woman came in the workshop that I had longed for and at the same time dreaded for. Finally, that woman asked us to locate our clitoris. She saw my suddenly tensing face, completely sweating and so dreadful. She came up to me and she said, "What's wrong?" I told her, it's gone. I've lost my clitoris." She just laughed at it and she told me, my clitoris wasn't something I could lose. It was me, she said. It was an essence of me. It was not something is a tulip, is a shell, and a destiny. My vagina, me.
The clitoris is pure in purpose. It is the only organ in the body designed purely for pleasure. The clitoris is simply a bundle of nerves, 8,000 nerve fibers, to be precise. That's a higher concentration of nerve fibers than found in anywhere else in the male or female body, including fingertips, lips, and tongue. And it is twice the number in the penis. Who needs a handgun when you have a semi-automatic? In hundreds of interviews with women in the last 13 years, only one woman was not sexually abused as a little girl or raped as a young woman. For most of these women, shelter home is a very scary place, a place they have fled. Shelter homes are ironically the first places many of them ever find safety, protection, or comfort. This is a woman's story as she told it. What isn't in the story is the fact that this woman met another woman in a shelter, and they fell in love. And through their love, they both got out of the shelter system.
I'm only 5. My mama tells me in a loud, scary and life-threatening voice to stop scratching my coochie snatcher. I've been terrified that I've scratched it off down there. I don't touch myself again. Even in bath, I'm afraid of the water getting in and filling me up so I explode. I still want to touch myself sometimes, but I don't. I'm 7 years old. Indra Sharma, who is 10, gets angry at me and punches me with all his might between my legs. It feels like he breaks my entire self. Limbo. I can't pee. My mama asks me, what's wrong with my coochie snatcher? And when I tell her what Indra did to me, she yells at me and says, never let anyone touch down there again. I tried to explain. He didn't touch it, Mama. He punched it. I'm 10 years old. I'm at my father's house, and he's having a party upstairs. Everyone's drinking. I'm playing alone in the basement and trying on my new white cotton bra and panties. Suddenly, my father's best friend, that big man Mukesh, comes up from behind and pulls my new underpants down and sticks his big hard penis into my coochie snatcher. I scream. I kick. I try to fight him off. But he already gets. I'm sure that my coochie snatcher is finally falling out. My father let him kill Mukesh. But my mama didn't let me see my father for 7 long years. I'm 13 years old only. My coochie snatcher, it's a very bad place. It's a place for pain, nastiness, punching, invasion, and blood. It's a place for mishaps. It's a bad luck zone. I'm 16 years old. And there's this gorgeous 24-year lady in our apartment. And I stare at her like she invites me into her car. And she asks me if I like to kiss boys. And I tell her, I don't like that. Then she says, she wants to show me something. And she leans over and kisses me so softly on my lips with her lips. running my mouth. Wow. She asks me if I want to come over to her house, and then she kisses me again and tells me to relax, to feel it, to let our tongues feel it. Her apartment's fantastic, and she's in a chocolate satin teddy. She's so beautiful. I say, you look great, and she says, so do you. Then she dresses me in another satin teddy. That's lavender like the first soft days of spring. She gently and slowly lays me out on the bed, and just her body's rubbing makes me come. Then she teaches me everything about me and my peachy snorcher that I always thought was a nasty place before. And wow, I'm so hot, so wild. She tells me that I feel great, that your peachy snorcher is so nice, so fresh. It's untouched by men. Wish I could keep it that way forever. I get crazy by it. And then the phone rings. And of course it's my mama. I'm sure she knows. She catches me at everything. I'm breathing so heavily and trying to act normal when I get to the phone and she asks me, what's wrong with you? Have you been running? I said, no mama, exercising. Then she asks the lady to make sure I'm not around boys. And the lady tells her, trust me, there's no boys around here. Afterwards, that gorgeous lady teaches me everything about my coochie snorcher. She makes me play with myself in front of her. She tells me to always know how to give myself pleasure so that I never need to rely on a man. I realized later, she was my surprising, unexpected, and politically incorrect salvation. She transformed my sorry-ass coochie snorcher and raised it into a kind of heaven.
This monologue was based on an interview with a woman who had a good experience with a man.
This is how I came to love my vagina. It's embarrassing because it's not politically correct. I mean, I know the story, vaginas are beautiful, our self-hatred is only the internalized repression and hatred of our patriarchal culture. It isn't real. Pussies unite. I know all of it. Like if we'd grown up in a culture where we were taught fat thighs were beautiful, we'd all be pounding down milkshakes and donuts, lying on our backs, spending our days thigh expanding. But we didn't grow up in that culture. I hated my thighs, and I hated my vagina even more. I thought it was incredibly ugly. In order to survive, I began to pretend there was something else between my legs. I imagined furniture, or pretty things like silk handkerchiefs, or place settings. I got so accustomed to this that I lost all memory of having a vagina. Then I met Amit. He was the most ordinary man I've ever met. He was tall and thin and wore khaki tan clothes. He wasn't into Oriental cuisine or listened to Beatles. He wasn't funny or articulate or mysterious. I didn't particularly like Amit. In fact, I would have missed him altogether if we hadn't picked up the change that I dropped on the deli floor. When he handed me back my quarters and pennies, and his hand accidentally touched mine, something happened. I went to bed with him, and that is when the miracle occurred. Turned out that Amit loved vaginas. He loved the way they felt, the way they tasted, the way they smelled, but most importantly, he loved the way they looked. The first time we had sex, he told me he had to see me. I'm right here, I said. No, you, he said, I have to see you. I waved at him, right here. No, I need to see. He started undressing me. What are you doing, Amit? I said.
He said, I need to see you. But you've seen a red leather couch before, right? Amit continued. He would not stop. This is so awfully intimate, I said. Can you just do it? No, it's who you are, he said. I need to see. I held my breath. He looked and looked. His face changed and he did not look ordinary anymore. He looked like a hungry beast. You're so beautiful, he said. You're elegant and deep and innocent and wild. You saw all that down there, I said. I saw that, he said. I saw that, he said, and more, much, much more. He stayed looking for almost an hour, as if he were observing the moon, studying a map, or staring into my eyes. But he was looking at my vagina. In the light, when I watched him looking at me, he was so genuinely excited, so peaceful and euphoric. I began to see myself the way he saw me, like a great painting or a waterfall. I began to swell, began to feel proud. I began to love my vagina. And Amit, he lost himself. And I was there with him, in my vagina, and we were gone.
This is not so happy fact found in a newspaper. Imagine being taken into a room, a dark decorated building. Imagine being pinned down on the floor. Imagine your underwear being taken off. Imagine seeing a knife or just a blade being heated on the gas stove. Imagine the same hard knife slicing your clitoris. Imagine young girls shrieking in pain. The cruel practice of female genital cutting or female genital mutilation is not happening only in faraway Africa. It's not just being practiced in tribal societies. Young girls aged 6 and 7 are regularly being cut right here in India. Mumbai abounds with untrained midwives who continue to spy young girls from the Bora community.
My vagina's angry. It is. It is pissed off and it needs to talk. It needs to talk to all of you about all this shit. I mean, what's the deal? An army of people out there thinking of ways to torture my poor-ass, gentle-loving vagina, spending their days constructing psycho products and nasty ideas to undermine my pussy? Vagina motherfuckers. All that they're constantly trying to shove up us, clean us up, stuff us up, and make it go away. Well, my vagina is not going away. It's pissed off and it's staying right here. Stop shoving things up. Stop shoving and stop cleaning it up. My vagina doesn't need to be cleaned up. It smells good already. And don't try to decorate. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Trying to decorate it, clean it up, and making it smell like all those douche sprays. Laurel, berry, rain, rose. I don't want my pussy to smell like rain and rose when it's supposed to smell like pussy. It's like cleaning up a fish after you cook it. You wanted to taste the fish. That's why you ordered it. Then there are those horrific medical exams. There's got to be a better way to do those exams. I mean, why the rubber gloves? Why the Nazi steel stirrups? And what are those meat-ball duck lips that they shove inside you? My vagina is angry about those visits, and it gets defended weeks in advance. Then the doctor comes and says, scoot down and relax. Why? So that you can shove meat-ball duck lips inside me? I don't think so. I'm not finished. There are more torture. Thong underwear. Yes. Who thought that up? Thong underwear? Definitely men. That's the worst. I mean, moves around all the time, gets stuck at the back of your crusty butt. Vaginas need to be loose and wide. We need to move and spread and walk and talk. Vaginas need comfort. Make something to give them pleasure. No, of course they won't do that. Hate to see a woman having pleasure, particularly sexual pleasure.
be coming all day long. Coming in the supermarket. Happy vaginas. But they wouldn't be able to stand it. Seeing all those energized, not taking shit, hot, happy vaginas. You know my vagina helped release a giant baby once. It thought it would be doing more of that. But no, it's not. Now it wants to change. It wants to travel. And that doesn't want a lot of company. It wants to read. It wants to know more. It wants love. It wants sex. Oh yes, it loves sex. It wants to go deeper. It wants chocolate. It wants ice cream. It wants love. It wants warm kisses and gentle touch. It wants to scream and stop being angry. My vagina. Yes, it wants everything.
This monologue is based on interviews with women from different parts of our country. The stories reflect the challenges that women face every day. Every third woman since the age of 15 has faced domestic violence of various forms in the country, reported in the National Family Health Survey released by the Union Health Ministry, thus incubating a new round of debate about the cultural underpinnings to domestic violence. India's average rate of reported rape cases is about 6.3 per 100,000 of the population, which is not very high when compared to the rest of the world. According to a recent report by LifeNet, about 99% of cases of sexual violence go unreported. If true, this would put India among the nations with highest levels of crimes against women.
He wanted to go out. He said to me, "You, stay home." I said, "I wanted to go out." He said, "You have a baby." I said, "It's our baby." I laid the baby down. He probably felt my tension because he was with me, the baby. I looked up. He slapped me. My husband. He's not a bastard, not the rest. It's a smack. Hard, domestic smack. He looked at me. He was smiling. I couldn't believe it. He was smiling. I looked at him. He slapped me again. His dad was vicious to his mother. I saw him smile. What was that? He was the nicest man. He had long black hair, combing his long black hair, and we made love. Came with us. He took me to the dinner. He wanted me to go out with his boss. I didn't want to go. He kicked me under the table. Asked me to smile. Asked me to look happy. I smiled. He kicked me again. Asked me who I was trying to fuck. Asked me to stop coming on to everyone. I stopped smiling. He kicked me again. This went on and on. Outside the restroom, he grabbed my hand and pulled me down to the curb. home much later. And his hair braided up all white and tight. Passed out from drinking. And then I got up with a pair of scissors and slowly walked towards him as he snored. And then just cut the braid off. Completely off. And placed it in his hand. So when he woke up, he looked at it and screamed, "What the fuck? I will kill you!" And he jumped. But I had tied his shoes together, so he couldn't run. I didn't go back to him for 3 years until I had known that his hair had grown out.
On the night of 23rd February 1991, personnel of 4 Rajputana Rifles entered Kunan Poshpora village with a mission to cordon off and to find grenades. Instead, they caught all the men of the village, interrogated them and severely tortured them physically and emotionally to the extent of barbarism, while the women of the village were raped irrespective of their age at gunpoint. One of them had even delivered a child a few days ago. All were raped in front of their small children who looked on crying in horror while their mother was raped by beasts. On March 19, the UK-based newspaper The Independent carried a report titled "Villages Tell of Mass Rape by Soldiers," based on narratives the reporters had heard in Kunan, Poshporo. Among them was the story of a woman who was assaulted by 6 soldiers. One by one, they raped me, while my 5-year-old son was forced to watch, weeping beside the bed. On 15 July 2004, 12 elderly and middle-aged women stripped naked in front of the Kangla Fort unit of the 17th Assam Rifles. In Manipur, India, the women held banners across their naked bodies which read, "Army rape us, Army take our flesh away." The protest was formed in response to the abduction, brutal rape, torture and murder of Thangjan Marnarma, a 30-year-old woman who was falsely accused by the Indian Army of being a militant. Those guilty of this horrific act were never exposed, with the 17th Assam Rifles claiming her execution as a special power act.
My vagina was green, water, soft, pink feet, cow mooing, sun resting, sweet boyfriend touching it with a small piece of brown straw. There's something between my legs. I do not know what it is. I do not know where it is. I do not touch. Not now. Not anymore. Not since my vagina was chappy. So much words talking, can't be crying, can't be saying, oh yes, not since a dream of a dead animal swollen down there. Thick, black fishing line. The bad dead animal smell. It cannot be removed. And its throat is slit and it bleeds through all my summer dresses. My vagina, singing all girls' songs, all goat bell ringing songs, all wild autumn field songs, vagina home songs, not since a soldier put a thick, long rifle inside me. So cold, the steel rod cancelling my heart. Don't know whether I'm going to fire it or shove it to my spinning brain. 6 of them. 6 of them. Monstrous doctors with black masks on their faces, shoving bottles of me. There was a stake and enough. My vagina is swimming water, clear, spilling water over sun-baked stones, over clipped stones, over and over, not since a skin torn and the part of the vagina came off in my hand. Now, side of it is completely gone. My vagina, alive, wet, water village. My vagina, my hometown. Not since for 7 days they took turns
meat and left their sperms inside. And I became the river of pus and poison. All the crops and the fish died. My vagina, a live-fed water village. My vagina, my hometown. They invaded it. They butchered it. They burned it down. I do not visit. I do not touch. I live someplace else now. I don't know where that is.
There are 250 to 300 acid attacks reported in India every year, despite laws restricting the sale of acid or other deadly chemicals. 70 to 80% of the victims remain females, and 30% of them are under the age of 18. The topmost reason behind such a heinous crime remains to be the refusal of love, or marriage, or sexual advances, and refusal of dowry or land remain the other reasons. It takes just 30 seconds for the acid to burn the skin to a very deep level. It causes very immediate disfigurement, pain, and burn to the body. It has the power enough to even dissolve or melt the bones. Acid in India comes for as cheap as 15 to 20 rupees per liter. They all knew something terrible was going to happen. Each time he came home. They all knew something terrible was going to happen. Each time he came home, the things he used. First time, he grabbed the closest thing. He grabbed a ball. He smashed her head. He smashed her right eye hard. The next time, he thought about it a little and paused. Took off his belt. She had gashes inside her thighs. The third time, he needed to be more involved in hurting her. So he beat her with his fists. He broke her nose. They heard her scream. They heard her beg. They wouldn't intervene. She was his unwritten law. Don't ask what she has done. It was just her face that pissed him off. Just her needy face, waiting for more. The last time, he had enough of her. He planned it out. He got the acid in advance. He poured it in a jar. She said she needed money for the food for them. She looked like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Her face is gone. Totally melted off. Just eyes are all you see. That's all. Just eyes encased in a gooey flesh. I tell you this because she's there inside this mess. Inside this monstrous mask. Inside the death of her esteem. Inside his wish to make her numb. She's there, I swear. I heard her wheeze. I heard her sigh. I heard her babble something with what was once her mouth. I heard her, I swear. She lives in there. The latest figures of the National Crime Records Bureau, released in 2017, show that 8,132 cases of human trafficking recorded in the country. 3,579 cases, around 44% were from West Bengal.
We look at the photographs in Champa's book. Each girl is dark, brown, British particular, young. Each girl has dark eyes. Each girl is gone. One girl is missing for 10 months. She was 10 when her father sold her off for 2 bottles of local wine. She worked in the Sonagachi. She used to earn 50 rupees per customer. They paid her and abused her. In Kamathipura, Rupa used to bathe once a week. The water was scarce. She slept in a 50 square feet dark, shabby room. She was aborted 5 times, but had to resume work each day after abortion. Tina was abducted from Nepal. On the way back to the bus, they took her. It must have been dark outside. It must have lasted until morning. Whatever they did to her, it went on and on. You can tell from the ones that came back, with no hands or nipples, it must have gone on and on. When she finally reappeared, she was bone. No cute mole above her right eye, no naughty smile, no wavy black hair, bone. She came back as bone. She and the others in Champa's book, all beautiful, all beginnings, all coupons, all faces, all gone. 300 faces, gone. Noses, chins, smiles, colored cheeks, dark penetrating eyes, gone. 300 hungry mouths, about to speak, about to tell, about to scream, gone. Now gone. I saw all of this with these eyes. I swallowed the ashes of their sorrows with this mouth. I choked on the ugliness of their melted beings with this throat. I smelled the burning, screaming flesh. I tried to turn away. When she lifted her chadar in the restaurant, when she took off her bandages to show how bad it was. When they raised the plastic cloth that concealed the bone outline of her head in the morgue. I tried.
Threatening to create a map of all the vagina-friendly cities. Welcome ID Kharagpur. There have been many surprises. Kolkata, Hyderabad joined in recently. Bombay, Bangalore was huge along with Thiruvananthapuram, Chennai. There are many vagina holiday zones. Goa, Pondicherry, Madurai, Kasol, Indore, Shillong and Jorhat. Kanpur has a status of its own. It's a vagina world fair zone. Guwahati is most definitely a vagina holiday zone. They are wild for vaginas in Delhi. A woman from Chandigarh was obsessed about a particular word. A pejorative word used to describe her vagina. Her mission was to reconceive the word.
I call it cunt. I've reclaimed it. Cunt. I really like it. Cunt. Listen to it. Cunt. See, cock, cackle, clean, cute, come close, inside, cock! Then you. See, you. Curvy, inviting, sharp skin, you. Uniform, under, up, you. Then N. See, you, N. Snug letters fitting perfectly together, N. Nest, nice. Nexus, close. See, you, N. See, you, N. Continuity. A high-pitched rolling con. Then a certain tanging T. Texture, tantalizing, tensing. Take me, con. Tell me, say it, con. Tell me, con.
Sex workers have rich, competitive vaginas. This particular woman blows my mind. She was a sex worker, but she only did sex work with women.
I love vaginas. I love women. I do not see them as separate things. Women pay me to dominate them, to excite them, to make them come. I did not start out like this. No, on the contrary, I started out as a lawyer. But in my late 30s, I became obsessed with making women happy. It began as a mission of sorts. Then I got involved in it. I got very good at it. Kind of brilliant. I started getting paid for it. I wore outrageous outfits when I dominated women. And I used props. There were nothing like this in tax law. No outfits, no props. And I hated those blue corporate outfits. Although I wear them from time to time now due to my new line of work. And let me tell you, they serve quite nicely. But tax law. It was very boring. There were no outfits, no props, no mysterious foreplay, no erect nipples. But gas station in the middle of nowhere. But it felt so exciting that I moaned. I moaned as I peed. I realized it right then that moans are not connected to what you want right away. Rather, they are best when they catch you by surprise. So I became a moaner. It made most men anxious. Frankly, it terrified them. They couldn't concentrate on what they were doing. First, they'd lose focus. Then, they'd lose everything. We didn't make love in people's homes. The walls were too thin. And I got a reputation in my building. People stared at me with contempt. So I began to feel bad about moaning. I got quiet and polite. I learned to choke my moan, held it like a sneeze. I made noise into pillows. I was becoming frustrated and hopeless. And then I discovered women. I discovered that most women loved my moaning, but more importantly, I discovered how deeply excited I got when I was responsible for other women moaning. I made love to a lot of women. I made love to quiet women, and they started to moan and shock to themselves. I made love to moaners, and they found a more deeper, more penetrating moan. Sometimes I use force, but no, not violent, oppressive kind of force, more like just lay back, and I'm going to take you someplace you have never been before, so enjoy the right kind of force. And then I found various kinds of moaning, like the clit moan, the vaginal moan, the combo clit vaginal moan, the almost moan, the wasp moan, the doggy moan, the madhu moan, the sanskari moan, the Catholic moan, finally, the triple orgasmic climatic moan.
The piece was performed for some time without any mention of birth. This was a bizarre omission. But then again, a male journalist recently asked, what's the connection? Our author, E. Monster, was present for the birth of her granddaughter. She was in awe of vaginas before that opened. She's in deep worship now.
I was there when her vagina opened. We were all there. Her mother, her husband, and the nurse from the Ukraine, with her whole hand up there inside the vagina, feeling and turning with the rubber glove. As she casually talked to us, like she was turning on a loaded faucet. I was there when the contractions made her moan on all fours, made unfamiliar moans leak out of her pores. I was there when the vagina changed from a shy, sexual hole to an archaeological tunnel, a sacred vessel, a Venetian canal, a deep well with a tiny stuck child inside, waiting to be rescued. I saw the colors of vagina change. I saw the bruised broken blue, the blistering tomato red, the grey pink, the dark. Saw the blood-like perspiration along the edges. Saw the white yellow liquid, the shit, the clots pushing out of the holes, pushing harder and harder. Saw through the hole the baby's head and scratches of black hair. And saw it just there behind the bone, the hard, round memory. As the nurse from Ukraine kept on turning and turning with her slippery hands. I was there with each of us. Her mother and I held her leg and spread it wide, pushing with all our strength against her pushing. And her husband sternly counting. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, asking her to focus harder, and she was like, "Shut up!" We looked at her then, and we couldn't take our eyes out of that place. We forget the vaginas. What else would explain our lack of awe, our lack of reverence? I was there when the doctor reached in with the Alice in Wonderland spoons. There, as the vagina changed to a wide operatic mouth, singing with all its strength. First the tiny head, then the grey flopping arms, the fast-swimming body swimming quickly into our beating arms. I was there later, and I just turned and faced the vagina. I stood and let myself see her, all spread, completely exposed, mutilated, swollen, and torn, bleeding all over the doctor's hand, who was calmly swaying. I stood, and the vagina changed to a wide, red, pulsing heart. The heart is capable of sacrifice, so is the vagina. The heart is able to forgive and repair. It can change its shape to let us in. It can expand to let us out. So can the vagina. It can ache for us and stretch for us, die for us, and bleed us into this difficult yet wondrous world. I was there then. I remember.
I have sat with women in crowded factories in Faridabad, in crumbling shelters in the back streets of Kolkata, in makeshift centers for teenage girls and women in Delhi, in mansions in Mumbai, in burned out backyards in Jammu and Kashmir. Sometimes these meetings went on for hours. I've heard staggering stories of violence, of rapes, of gang rapes, war rapes, date rapes, license rapes, family rapes. I've seen the first-hand scars of brutality. Black eyes, cigarette coal burns, cuts, bruises, slices. I have been there when skulls washed up on the riverbanks and naked female mutilated bodies were discovered in ditches. I've seen the worst bits in my body. But in each and every case, I was escorted, transformed, and transported by a guide, a visionary, an activist, an outrageous fighter and dreamer. I have come to know these women and sometimes men as vagina warriors. It was Zoya who first took me to the muddy camps in Bengal, Radha, who translated the stories of women refugees as we traveled through the war-torn northeast, Esther, who took me to the graves marked with pink crosses in Kerala. At first, I thought this was a specific group of individuals, women who had been violated, who suffered so much that they had no choice but to act. But after 5 years of traveling and 40 countries later, a pattern emerged. Vagina warriors are everywhere. They're fierce, obsessed, they're driven, they can't be stopped. They are no longer beholden to the social customs or inhibited by taboos. They are not afraid to be alone, not afraid to be ridiculed, and not afraid to be attacked. They cherish humanity over nationhood, and they have a wicked sense of humor. Vagina warriors know that compassion is the deepest form of memory. They know that punishment does not make abusive people behave better. Vagina warriors are done being victims. They know no one is coming to rescue them, and they would not want to be rescued. This year, V-Day celebrates vagina warriors all around the world. Every woman has a warrior inside of her waiting to be born. In order to guarantee a world without violence, in this time of danger and escalating madness, we urge them to come out. Celebrate vagina warriors, let them be honored and seen, let more be born. We are proud to present you V-Day 2018, IIT Kharagpur, Vagina Warriors.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call Yashi Dia on stage. So I'd like to introduce our cast and crew to all of you. Starting from the extreme left, Runjun Bharti Goswami, Akshita Sharma. Keep that rolling, you know. These girls have put in a lot of hard work. Abhirami, Anana Kandela, Adarika, she was the lady behind all the moans. Ishita Lade, Srishti Samadar, Srishti plays the part of the mediator. Okay, make it loud this one. Tuli Bakshi, Ikshita Bairaj, Mudita, and the production is complete without the crew. So we had Dia on the lights. We had Davin, Daman, and Shyam. And we had the really talented Yashi on the sound. And I'm Gauripa. So we close on that note. Celebrate Vagina Warriors. Let them be born and let them be seen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.